Hello goat lovers, Crystal and Emily here with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats, and today we have another large task ahead of us. We have 29 does that are now 4 weeks old, so we got to make sure we get them their CD&T vaccine, get them wormed, and also tattoo their little ears. Alright, so Miss Dinky here, little Dinky Dink, she is the first one that was born. So what I'm going to do is just go down the list of all of the kids, all the way to 29 of them, and make sure to get them all done. That way I know I got everybody, it's in order, and we are going to show you how to do all those things with this little girl here. She offered to help us out so that you guys could see what we do. So first off, I'm going to give them their CD&T. Now CD&T is something that I keep cold because it will ruin the vaccine. Can you hold Miss Dinky? So anytime I'm going to be outside for a while, I am going to just put it on ice. Now the CD&T we use is the from the Colorado Serum Company. A lot of the CD&Ts can actually give just a lump. It'll just be a little abscess. This one I have found gives very few, if it does it even at all. So I really like this brand. But depending on the brand you guys have, you might see a little lump in the spot that you gave the shot. It is normal. It's nothing to freak out about. Now CD&T is the vaccine that they are going to get annually, but for the first time you give it, I'm going to give it to them at 4 weeks of age, and then another booster at 2 weeks. If you skipped a booster, then it's not going to have any benefit to them. So their first CD&T is going to be right now. So the CD&T, what this vaccine is beneficial for, the C&D is a pulpy kidney or overeating disease, so it's going to help against that, and the T is just for the tetanus. So this, again, this is something I give all the kids, and then annually thereafter. Alright, so you are going to have a sterilized needle and a sterilized syringe. The dose for CD&T is 2 cc's. Every goat, every age, every size, every weight, it doesn't matter. The dose is 2 cc's. So alright, back on ice. And anytime you give a shot, you're going to want to clean the area really, really well with alcohol. We are just going to give it into the arm, by the armpit, and in sub-Q, so it's just under the skin. With the CD&T, I always give it to them on their left side because in the show ring, they're typically, you're going clockwise, showing off the right side of the goat, in most cases. So that's what I do. I'm going to go ahead and get that spot. Now the wormer, I will just do on the right side because you don't ever want to put two different shots, two different things in the same area. So I will do it one on each side, and the wormer doesn't leave any lumps or anything like that. That was rough, wasn't it? And since I got the cotton ball and she is getting tattooed, you gotta clean the ears really good also. I mean, that's a pretty cute little ear, girl. Aww. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure her ears will be big enough, but if they're not, I can hold off on this girl. Aww. But I cannot hold off on the CD&T or wormer, huh, girl?
She may be the smallest, but she's the oldest somehow. So.
She is the oldest. I think she knows it, too. She's a little spitfire. She doesn't know her size.
No.
Little cutie. Okay. So, I'm going to get my wormer ready in the meantime also. The wormer I use is ivermectin. This is actually called normectin. Same thing as ivermectin. This one is just a little bit cheaper and it's pretty expensive stuff. But it works really, really awesome. So this is for external and internal parasites. The dose is going to be 1 cc for every 75 pounds. This little girl here is 5 pounds. So she's going to just need the tiniest amount. Like hardly anything at all. It's going to feel like it's not even worth it and it won't work, but it will. So, And this is something I give all of the kids at 4 weeks old. 20 gauge. So here's a 20 gauge. So literally, guys, she's not gonna need more than that. You guys can see that. This one burns, so this one I'm gonna do last. All right, let me see. I'm just gonna take a seat. Miss Emily's gonna hand me this pretty little girl. All right, girl. Just right here in the armpit. Make sure the long part of the needle is flush with the skin. It's going to go in between the meat and the skin there. Hold still, girl. Don't let him move too much. I know. Oh. Just hold it for a little bit and then rub it. Good girl. You're tough. You're super tough. Good job, girl. Alright, cover that needle back up. Okay, now this is the sucky one. Same thing with the wormer. You're just going to find a little flap of skin. Okay, now she's on to me. Okay. This one's quick, though, because it's not very much. Okay, that's it, that's it. Okay, okay, okay. I know. I'm sorry. You're tough. I know. Oof. You're good. I'm sorry. All right. You good? That's not the worst thing that's happened to you in your life. You almost froze to death. And she's a little mad. Okay, guys. Now for the tattooing part. It's probably a little bit worse than the worming shot. I just have an old towel here because some of them are little. Won't reach the bottom of that box there. Get up for me, sweetheart. Alright, so this is the tattooing box, or disbutter box. I don't use it for disbutting anymore. I found it easier just to kind of straddle the goat. But for tattooing, I do use it. Get rid of that. And here in the bottom, like Dinky's little legs are gonna not reach the bottom potentially, so I just want to put this towel, and all of them won't need it. There's some pretty big goats in there. All right, so we are gonna put her in the box. There we go.
Oh wow, it's working.
And then put her head through there. She might be too small. Girl, yeah. Are you gonna get your head through there? Okay, well, I guess Emily's holding you, huh? Are you the cutest little thing in a box you've ever seen? Yes. She's so well behaved. Most goats would be screaming their head off. Okay, well, you get a pass on the box, girl. You want back in? Oh. Okay. So scratch the box with the dink-a-dink, right? All right, for tattooing, it helps to have 2 guns. I've never had 2 guns, and I've always been very envious of those who did, because then in the right ear is going to be your herd tattoo, that whatever you got assigned or chose through ADGA. Ours is 1BC, so I'll have a clamper for the right ears, and then every year ADGA offers up a letter, a suggested letter for the left ear. Now this year the letter is N as in Nancy, and it's whatever order the kid was born in. So it's going to be N1 because she was the first kid born. The second kid born is going to be N2, and then N3, N4, N5, all the way to 29 of them for today. But that's how we're going to be tattooing. So again, the right ear is always going to be your herd tattoo, and the left ear is the suggested tattoo, and then the number of the order they were born for you in that year. Huh, girl? All right. So I'm going to get, I do have alcohol, and I have a little dish, and I just soak them in it. I've already cleaned with alcohol, cleaned the pliers as well. So for the right ear, I need 1 BC, so let's see, I only need a couple letters. I always got to remember how to, let's see here, BC. Alright, so you just kind of shove it in there, and you're gonna clamp it off. Now, never ever 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 tattoo an ear before you clamp it on a piece of paper. So we're gonna clamp it on the piece of paper. You verify that the way you put it in there, it's showing 1 BC or whatever it is that you want it to be. So that shows up as 1 BC. Hope you guys can see that. We are good to go. So you want to make sure again that that's what's going to be in the ear. If you were behind the goat, and this is something that actually happens frequently, if you were behind the goat, they have the same left and the same right as you do, but when you're tattooing them, you are facing the goat. Make sure you don't mix up the ears, right? This is my right, this is her right. This is my left, this is her left. So just to keep that in mind, because that's a mistake that people do, and if it doesn't match what's going to be on the papers, then that's not going to be the goat that the papers go to. So you have to get it re-tattooed and so forth, kind of just extra steps that you don't want to have to take. If you happen to clamp and then did make a mistake, just don't put the ink in it. Give it some time to heal, re-clamp it, and then do the proper tattoo. But again, just don't put the ink in it if you do accidentally make a mistake. Alright, so we got 1 BC, and now she is N1, and I have my little paper with all of their names so that I know exactly what tattoo goes with what. So I gotta find the N and the 1. There we go. N. Where's the 1? There, I thought we were going to get lucky with no wind today, and it's starting to pick up. Go figure. Alright. N1. Alright, then what are we going to do, guys? We're going to clamp it. And there you go, N1. The N always looks weird, but I mean we're looking at spikes here. How do you make an N with a spike? But that is the N. Okay, little girl. Now I'm gonna need some gloves. The ink that I use, I'm just gonna tattoo both of her ears, and then I'm gonna rub the ink in it. And this is Ketchum. It's green paste. The green comes up on much better than any other ink that you will get. A lot of times you'll buy these kits, the tattoo kits with the pliers and the numbers and letters, and it'll come with like a black really runny ink or some sort of ink like that, and it just doesn't last as long. It doesn't work very well, especially for the darker ears. So I highly recommend getting this for the tattoo ink. Alright, now I need gloves. Make sure you have clothes on that you don't care about. Let's see. And this stuff is messy, guys. If you don't have gloves, you'll just have inked up hands for
2 weeks.
A couple weeks, yeah. Now, I've seen where people add the ink to the letters and numbers here, and then they'll also put it in the ear. I found that that does not make a difference whatsoever. The only difference it's going to make is that your cleanup is going to be horrendous. So I don't add it onto the numbers and letters anymore. I'm just going to stamp her ears, and then I'm going to just put about a pea-size amount of the ink, and then just rub it in super, super good. All right, so this is 1BC. Emily, where's her right ear?
This is her right. Wait. Yeah, this is right.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm really sorry.
Now in here, oh no, I'm sorry too, girl. So if you guys can see that, you're wanting to get, I mean, she's just perfect. She's just being such a good girl. You want to get right in between these big veins here. So there's a nice spot right there, and that is where you're going to want to tattoo this little ear. And if they'll be super sweet and angel-like for you, it'll be a lot easier. She's okay. Sorry, I love you.
You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
All right. So her ear is a little bit small, but all right. You just verify that you got the tattoo in there. Looks good. It will bleed a little bit. If you hit one of those main veins, it bleeds a little bit more. That's why you're wanting to avoid it. And N1. I always get nervous, like I don't want to mess this up. So this is her left ear. All right, Amen. Here, can you switch her, baby?
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's not that bad. It's like getting your ears pierced, like 12 times at once. All right. Little girl, I need your ear. Thank you. Yeah, again, she's on to me. Okay. I didn't do anything yet. If they're wiggling, you guys, just give them time. You want to make sure you get it right. All right, girl. You got to clamp it good. You don't want to have to do it again. All right. All the holes are there. Looking good. Okay, now for the ink. So, use a good amount. Don't be skimpy on the ink. You don't want to have to redo it. So it's about a pea-size amount.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, girl. Right where it is, hold the ear, hold the back of the ear, and just rub it in super good. It's hard with you holding her. And then they're gonna look like little green aliens for a while. And you just leave it on. Don't worry about washing it off. It will eventually dry and just kind of flake off.
And 2 weeks.
And then they'll be left with the tattoo. If you try to wash it off before it actually heals, yep, that was way too much, these stinking metal tubes. That's kind of, all right. If you wash it off before it heals, then there is a good chance the tattoo won't be as vibrant or last as long. You bleeding little girl. You gotta let me get it.
Whoa.
Oh. You got it on your face.
You're okay. You're okay. Little girl.
Okay. All right, guys, so that is what we do to the goats at 4 weeks old. Again, they all have to get tattooed, and their ears are a good size at this age, too, in most cases. Hers are a little bit smaller, but the other guys are pretty big. So she's going to be all green. She got her CD&T, her first one, and she got wormed, and now I just have to do that for 28 more kids. So I better get going on it.
So excited.
All right, doe number 2. This is Dinky's sister. She was the second one born. That's not a bottle, baby. That kind of hurts. Stop. This here, she is going to Colorado, and her owners named her Starlight. She is like just as cute as Dinky, isn't she? All right, and this pretty little girl here is the daughter of Lily, and she is going to Weedham and Reeve. This is the one that they purchased this year, and they named her Olive. All right, this here is Lily's buck. His name is Billy the Kid, and he will be going to Montana. All right, now we got Roxy's first buck. This is her little moon-spotted buck. They have named him Bentley, and he is going to Colorado. All right, up next is Roxy's second buck. His name is Jonah, and he is going to Washington State. All right, now this is Roxy's third buck. His name is Harbinger, and he is going to Indiana. All right, next up is kid number 8. This is Maybelline's doe, and she is going to be named Jewel, and she's going to Colorado. All right, next up is this little guy. This is Maybelline's buck. His name is Daring Duke, and he will stay here in Arizona.
This is my pet chicken, Florencia. She's gonna attack me, I just know it.
Alright, now we are on to Miss Abeline's babies. This is her little doe that they have named Addison, and she is going to North Carolina. Alright, now doe number 11. This is Abeline's second doe. Her name is Blue Eyes, and she is staying in Arizona. Alright, and this is Abeline's third kid that she had. He is named Patriots Nation, and he is going to New Hampshire. Alright, this here is Lodi, or Little Lodi. She is the daughter of Lodi, and we did decide to retain this little doe as well. Ain't that right, girl? She is really turning into a chocolate quickly. Little cutie. Alright, now we have one of Cassie's does. This is Superstar Paisley, and she is going to Ohio. You want to look at him? Alright, this is Cassie's little buck. He is named Gold Chevy, and he is going to Arkansas. Alright, this is Cassie's last doe that she had. Her name is Cora Claire, and she is going to Indiana. Alright, now we are on to Elsa's kids. This here is the first buck she had. His name is Rockin' Romeo, and he is staying here in Arizona. Alright, this here is Elsa's second boy she had. His name is God of Thunder, and he is going to Ohio. Alright, and this is the last kid that Elsa had. She was a doe, and her name is Ellie Mae, and she is going to Michigan. Alright, so we are on number 20. This little dude here is Shilly's buck. His name is Santana, and he is going to Colorado. This sweet girl here is Shilly's doe. She is named Sweet Pea, and she will be going to Minnesota. Now on to Mayo's little triplets. This is the first doe she had. Her name is Cutie Pie, and she is going to Virginia. She is such a cutie pie. I almost kept her. This is Mayo's second doe that she had. Her name is Daisy May, and she is staying in Arizona. Alright, and this is Mayo's pretty little buck. He is super cool. I really like this two-toned guy. But he is Monty Walsh is what he was named, and he is going to Nebraska. Alright, this here is a Val buck. His name is Gentleman Jack, and he is going to Colorado. He is pretty cool. He's like really neat moon spotted. I love this little guy.
This is my bird.
Patricia.
Florian. Florian!
Patricia.
This here is Val's little tiny guy. He is super awesome. He does not have a name, but he is going with Gentleman Jack to be a companion in Colorado. He's just the cutest. This little guy. He really hasn't grown much. You're the little guy in the pack, huh? You don't know it, though. All right, this is Val's last little buck here. His name is Vegas Magic, and he is going to Michigan. Check out that cool face. He is flashy. You're cute, huh? Yes. All right, and Maddie is the last doe for the kids that we're getting done today. This is one of her bucks. His name is Evermade O Gold, and he is going to Wisconsin. All right, guys, Maddie's other buck, goat kid number 29 for the day. This here is Marshall, and he will be going to Colorado. Say bye. All right, guys, 5 hours later, we made it through 29 kids, giving them their CD&T, their wormer, and getting them tattooed. So feeling pretty good about getting that accomplished. We, of course, have more kids, but they're just not ready yet. So for now, we are signing off, and we're going to have to go get chorin'. Took us that long. Bye, guys. See you again soon.
Bye.